Hey guys. Okay, so just a quick insert here before you watch the video. There's a few things I want to cover before you watch it. One, I do apologise for the video being so long. The original video went for over an hour when I recorded it. And I've had to chop and edit and cut out a heap of information or just stuff that's not really relevant. And I repeated myself a lot. So I will get better at this, I promise. The second thing is, of course, is that I want you to realise that you need to watch this entire video because I cover a lot of information. There's a lot of stuff in this video, and it wasn't like this video wasn't really planned out from start to finish. Okay, I basically pressed record and started talking to the camera and just covered things, which is, you can probably tell. Hopefully the next few videos will be a lot better and I won't run into this issue. I'll try to have a bit more structured sort of tutorial series, and we'll start covering specific parts of the game. So if you get stuck on, how to use a furnace, you look up, you find my video on how to use a furnace, and I'll cover how that works. And that will be like a 2-minute video, just a short little clip. Either that, or I just do a playthrough series, and you guys just watch and find it entertaining, hopefully. Okay? But keep a lookout for a playthrough series. I'll start doing that with a different character. And I won't be explaining it. I'll just be playing the game and just talking to the camera, basically, as we have fun. I'll still explain some tutorial stuff as I go through it, but, that's the way it is. We'll see how it happens. Okay? Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. I need to remember to put that into my video as well. I keep forgetting. But leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, words of encouragement, words of advice, anything at all. Happy to receive it. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you watching. Okay, guys. So I made it here. We're finally here, and it didn't take long. It took maybe 5 or 6 minutes to travel here. So this is the clearing that I was talking about. So just northeast of us, up there, you can't really see it because all the trees are in the way, but just northeast of us, we've got the giant nipple mountain, as I call it, right? Which is the main place. This mountain has basically almost every single resource in it. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you get in, you just want to look at the ground, right? Right-click with your mouse button, and you'll get a menu pop up. Okay, you can use shovel, which we haven't got yet, but first thing we want to do is we just want to look for materials. Okay, so left click on materials. The timing bar will go across, and when it gets to the end, you'll see all these plants and materials, rocks and sticks and stuff will spawn. Okay, as we get to the end, everything that we do in this game too is going to level some sort of skill. Okay, this should level our nature's law, I do believe. Right, so we start picking up these things. So look at the ground. These little rocks are going to first person. You can go between first and third person by pressing default key is C. You can press C for cat, and that will allow you to switch between third person and first person. Sling ammo, it tells you what it is. You can use it for slings. Plant fibers. We need a lot of this. We need a lot of plant fibers. Okay, plant fibers is going to be one of the main materials you'll use at the start of the game. Almost all the recipes that are in the game, you're going to need it. Then we got flint, which we'll use a lot for all our tools at the start. The primitive tools, we'll use flint. Flint and plant fibers and sticks are the main 3 things you're going to need. I wouldn't worry about collecting any of the sling stuff yet, okay? Especially for single player. Unless you're playing PvP online or you're getting ganked or something, I guess you'd go and get a sling straight away. It's the first thing you can create, but I'm playing single player and I'm playing solo. So first thing, this is what I'll be looking for is flint. We'll need sticks, but I'll get them in a minute. I'll show you how to get them. You can pick them up off the ground. There is bundles of sticks on the ground, which we just found before, these things here. It's kind of pointless because it takes too long to pick them up, and you usually get 1 stick out of it anyway. So you're better off just getting sticks from a tree. I'll show you how to do that in a second. And get some more plant fiber. Now again, all the skills, basically everything that you do, even running and riding, carrying things will level a base stat, strength, strength, agility, constitution, that sort of thing. We'll just right click on the ground again, look for materials, get some more. Now you might notice in inventory, things get higgledy-piggledy thrown in there, okay? You will often get this happen. You'll find that you pick something up and you can't find it because you've got a bundle of bloody plant fibers that are covering it up. So move things around. This early in the game, I wouldn't worry about the quality of items. I better explain what that is while I'm here. So every item that you create, pick up, mine, whatever, will have a quality. Okay, so when you look at this flint here, for example, the first thing we got, that 1.4, That's 1.4 kilos. That's your weight, or pounds. I think it's in pounds. The little star is the quality of the item. Okay, the quality is a scale of 1 to 100. The higher the quality, the better the end product. Okay, and then the one next to it is the amount of individual items that are in that stack. Or there's 7 flint in this stack. Okay, this one here, 12 quality, 15 quality, and 20 quality. Okay, the game, when you pick something up that's of different quality to what's already in inventory, it'll just create a new stack of that particular quality. It won't stack it. Okay, because quality can become very, very important for certain materials. I'm not using tools, weapons, armor, buildings. Not such a big deal. I've got decay turned off on my server at the moment because it's just a tutorial. If I'm playing online with other people, there would be decay timer, like 10 days, things will start to get damaged and they'll catch on fire. Again, I'm going too fast. Sorry about that. I'll get into all this stuff as we go along. But if we just go over here and look for some more materials again. Now I'm trying to keep an eye. So if I press L, this is your skill tree. I only need to get my... These are your main skills, right? Hunting, nature's law, and artisan. Okay, because we're playing single player, we're going to be using all 3 of these trees. Okay, normally in a multiplayer game, if you've got like, I don't know, a 600, 800 skill cup limit, you're limited on the amount of skills that you can level up. Okay, that forces everyone to work together basically for the means of the group. Okay, you only need to get these skills to 60. Okay, these skill points here to 60. Right? You don't need to go any higher than 60. You can if you want to, but you don't really need to. Okay? So I want to get my nature's law to 60, my artisan to 60, and my hunting to 60. There's plenty of ways to do that. But at the moment, I'm just going to keep collecting plant fiber, flint, and sticks. Alright, so this should be enough. Now, again, at the start of the game, we don't need to worry about quality for these items because we're going to go through loads of saws and loads of picks and all sorts of stuff, especially the primitive ones, until we start to be able to mine iron and find iron and build a furnace and build a kiln and all that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and combine all of these materials into one stack. Again, I don't care about the quality of them. Now when you combine things, what will happen is it will take a mean, like an average, across all the quality of the items and average them out. Okay, so if you had a majority of stuff that's, say, quality 40, and say you got 10 of them, 10 logs at a quality 40 or something, and you mix them with a quality 25, it'll be, the quality 40 will be brought down halfway between the two, so like around 28 or 27 or something like that. Now, to gather sticks, we'll go to a tree, any tree, doesn't matter what tree it is, and gather a branch. Okay? So we'll go ahead and do that quickly. We'll need quite a few. So I'll do that, and you can just watch. Now if you notice too, my camera is in the way, but down the bottom right, under the System tab, I'll just move my camera a little bit so you guys can see. Alright, where should I put myself? I don't know. Put myself here for now, that's fine. Okay, so down here, as I'm doing something, my skills will increase. So at the moment, because I'm gathering something from this tree, my nature's law is increasing by 0.19115. So basically 0.18, 0.20 is what I'm going up a level. Now here it will give you a total, what it currently is, 40.96. Again, I don't want to get this any higher than 60, because it'd just be a waste of points. You do get bonuses for going up to like 100 and things like that, but at the moment, it's not important. Okay, and I've got a skill cut, sunglasses off. I've got a skill cut limit, I think, on this server of like 1800 or something, which should be more than enough. But so what you can do, you can actually lock the skills. When they get to a point where you don't want them to go any higher, you can actually lock the skills so they don't gain any more points. Don't go any higher. Right, so we've got a lot of sticks out of that. That's enough to get us started. I'm hoping 16 flint should be enough. So first thing we're going to do, right, so in your inventory screen, which you can get by pressing tab, which allows you to use your mouse, and press I. Okay? Now, in your inventory screen, down the bottom, this is your basic crafting menu. Okay, so we'll click on that. And mortar and pestle, there's a lot of stuff that we can make to get us started. First thing I want to make is a primitive axe. So if I click on primitive axe, it tells you we need 1 branch, 1 flintstone, and 2 plant fibers. So I press craft and produce that. When I create this, my nature's law will go up again. So again, we need to keep an eye on our nature's law down here on the bottom right. And then we want to make a fishing pole. We'll make a fishing pole. Now you don't have to make all these tools at the same time. You can make them as you require them. I think it's easy just to make them at the start. And we've got high enough willpower because we picked that 30 points of willpower that we don't need. We can carry a lot, you know what I mean? Primitive knife, very important. We'll make that. Your saw, your primitive saw uses 7 flintstone. Flintstones. It uses 7 stones. So in saws, you will go through a lot of these. Now, I could stay here, I'd stop here and make a sling, but I'm not going to worry about it. Now, next thing we want to do, across the top, this is what we can make with the stick. This is what we can make with a knife. I can't click on that until I close this window. So I'll close that, reopen it again. Now I can use the knife. These are all things you can make with the knife. Now, a lot of this we can't even use yet anyway, okay? Next thing we go to the bundle of pubes, as I call it, the plant fibers. And we want to create some small rope. So I'm going to use up the rest, which is 50. So I'm going to use up 5 of these, have 5 small ropes, because we're going to need them. I'll make a simple cloth that uses 20. Right click on that, on the cloth, and go craft. We're going to create primitive shoes first. This will give us a speed bonus running across the ground. Not a lot. I think it's like a 10% speed bonus or something minor. But you don't get the debuff from not wearing shoes. Make the shoes, right click on them and equip them. So you'll put them on. And this little debuff here at the top will disappear. Gone. Excellent. Alright, make another simple cloth and we'll make some gloves. Okay, so right click on that again. Craft. And wristbands. Craft those. We don't need to make any more of the tools. I think that should do for now. We don't need to make about the crucible just yet because we don't have the stuff to build it. So then the next thing we're going to need to do is actually press P. This will bring up your character tree, or you can go back to the other tree, or L, but P will take you directly to your character screen. So here we're going to want to drag and drop some of the items that we've created. So I'm going to drag and drop, I'm not going to get the knife, I'm going to get a shovel, because one of the first things we're going to end up using is a shovel. I'll show you what I did there. So you get the press P. Get the shovel, drag it onto the left or right side. It doesn't matter. These are things. So hands and your back. We'll take the axe, put that on our back because we're going to need some wood shortly. Okay, we need a hammer to build stuff on the ground. And we'll need a saw. Now the saw I can only put on my back, I think. Yeah, that's right. And I can't put the pickaxe down here. So the knife can actually go down there. First thing we're going to want to do is find a tree to cut down. So again, remember everything uses quality in the game. And there's 2 different types of wood. There's softwood and hardwood. This does matter. Softwood and hardwood do matter. You'll need softwood to make iron tools, to make good, decent handles. And hardwood basically is buildings, really. Buildings and other materials. So if you right-click on the tree and left-click on Inspect, it'll take a timer and give you some statistics on this tree. You see it's a mature oak tree. Quality is 52, so it's about average. It contains the following resources: 15 bark and 4 oak sprouts. Now, I'm not going to worry about the oak sprouts yet. That's a later on thing. Now, the hardwood trees, oak will give you the most wood out of any single log that you cut down. So let's cut down this tree. So we right-click on it, and we left-click on Cut Down. So you'll sit there and smack at it. Now, because it's an oak tree, it might take about 3 or 4 of these timing bars, ticks, to for it to actually fall down and collapse, because, you know, it's a big tree. The higher quality of the tree, like around the 80s and 90s, the longer it's going to take, especially with the shitty axe that we've got. Now again, also my artisan's actually increasing every time I complete this timer action. I'm at 40 in artisan now. Again, artisan is this one here, nature's law and hunting. Again, these main skills do not need to be above 60. Keeping an eye on our skills. We don't want to go any higher than 60 because it's just a waste of points at this stage. Alright, there you go. The tree falls down. Now, if you're playing on a multiplayer server with other people, you want to right click on this stump and then click on uproot, but you need to have a shovel equipped because apparently these stumps can actually slow the server down and just cause, because these are entities within a database, and if they're not removed, they can lag out the system. So you can uproot that, but I'm not going to worry about that because my server will do it automatically when I want it to. So we go to what they call the log, this log. We can lift it and move it. We can saw out boards, billets, and building logs. At the moment, we just want to lift it up. She'll put it on her back. We walk extremely slowly, and we'll go place this somewhere near around where we want to start our base. So I think right here is probably a good spot, okay? I can look at the ground and right-click and drop object. This little window will pop up. Or close my inventory, don't need that open. You can walk around. You can even turn your camera by pressing tab so you can see where you are. If you walk too far, this screen will disappear, and you'll still have the log on your back. But we can manipulate the log. We can turn it left and right, so we just click on here and just move our mouse left and right, and we can rotate it. But it doesn't really matter in this case. Your Z-axis is your up-down axis, as you can see. Right, like that. There's your Y-axis, which is depending on the direction that you're facing, and the X-axis. Right. I'll just bring it down a bit lower. I'll just dump it there and left-click on place. Bam. Okay. All right. So first thing I want to do is level an area big enough to put our building on. So we look at the ground, and we go to create. We'll go build simple construction. Residential, tiny shack. Okay. Now you can see that we need to actually level quite a few tiles. And I'll explain what that is in a second. So we need to level 4x4 tiles. So at least we need to know. I'll stand here so I know where I can start from. Cancel. And if you press F3, this brings up the grid. Now, when you look at the ground area that you're on, you see all these numbers. These are the height above sea level. The numbers that are all the same number are at the same sea level height, the height above sea level. Okay? So if I stand on this 10.3 here, right click on it, and use my shovel to flat ground, right? I can't flatten this particular tile that I just clicked on because I'm standing on it. I need to stand on an adjacent tile. Okay? So if I want my ground, my 4x4 to be on, say, a 10.5, like this one here, I need to stand on a tile that's 10.5. So what you do is you look at the tile, stand on this 10.5, okay, this 10.5, right click on it, use shovel to flatten ground. Because they're the same level, this one I'm flattening now, the one in front of me, that will turn dark green, which indicates this tile is now flat. Okay, now I step on this, look back at this 10.5, use shovel, flat ground. You might be thinking to yourself, but Narxy, what about those 10.6s just there? If I flatten that, I'm going to have to remove dirt, and that will go in my inventory. Okay, and that will bring it down to 10.5, and then she will flatten it. So watch this. If I right click on the 10.6, use shovel, flat ground, see, you will always, if you're flattening ground, it will flatten the tile that you're looking at, not the one you're standing on, but the one you're looking at, to the same height of the tile that you're standing on. So I'm standing on a 10.5. I want this tile to be a 10.5, and I want it to be flat. I right click on the 10.6, use shovel, right, flat ground. She will take 30 dirt, right, it's 10.5, right click on it, flat ground. Now it will go green. Easy peasy. And this one again, we do the same thing. Use shovel, flat ground. Now what you can actually do though, to make things faster, because we know obviously we need to flatten quite a lot of tiles, we can right click on this tile here, go to use shovel and right click on flat ground. It will replace the default use when I press E on that tile next time. It'll replace this here with, from looking for materials, to flat ground. So we go use shovel, right click on flat ground, and it says use shovel to flat ground default, right? So now I just got to look at that tile and press E, and she'll do it. It makes it faster than to have to right click on the tile all the time and doing it manually. Go back to here, same thing. She'll flatten it down to 10.5 and then flatten it again. Alright, there we go. It's got a 4x4 tile. It's all flat, so we can actually start building that house. So we right click on the ground and go to build, simple construction. Press F3. There we go. I bumped the wrong button there. Sorry, guys. Right click, build, simple construction, residential, tiny shack. Because this is basically our respawn point. Now I can adjust that in the right direction, hopefully. There we go. And build. Now I don't really care in the direction that it's facing, because these aren't going to be permanent. These will be destroyed. Bam. Okay, so this is the framework. Now we right click on the framework. We've got our hammer equipped on us, remember we did it earlier. Left click on build simple construction. This tells us what we need. So we need 20 plant fiber, 15 billets of wood, and 5 boards of wood. So we're going to need to equip our saw. So we can remove the shovel. We no longer need that on us. So we just press P and drag our saw over where our shovel is, and she'll swap them out. Okay. Now our log, we got it over here. Walk over to our log with our saw equipped. Right click on it, and we want to saw out. What did it say? 15 billets of wood. Each billet of wood takes 15 billets of wood. That's 150 wood we're going to need, and 20 of these. So let's just saw these out. Saw out. We'll start with the billets. So this will level our carpentry skill, which I do believe is at 0. It is, it's at 0. Which is just here, carpentry. That's a wood billet there she's just sawed out. Now remember, the tree that we cut down had a quality of 52. The wood that we're also getting is quality 52. Okay, so that makes a big difference. Now what it means for buildings, it changes the durability of the buildings. Now of course I'm playing on my server locally, and I've got scripts that run. I don't really need to worry about decay, because the more durability something has, the longer it will last out in the wilderness and that sort of stuff. Now you will eventually want to get your carpentry and your construction and things to like 90, because that will unlock more recipes that you can use. 60 in construction is enough for most of the start of the game. You don't really need to go above that unless there's really specific buildings that you want to make. Because once you get to 30 points in construction, you will unlock masonry, which allows you to do more complicated buildings. Now there is a other thing too, of course, trees. When it comes to trees, the quality just doesn't determine the quality of the wood. It also determines the amount of wood that will be contained within a log. Different species of trees, like the oak tree, will give you the most, up to 1,200 wood. Something like the aspen, I think, gives you like 600 or something. The maple tree, they're all got different grades of the amounts of wood that you can have. The oak trees are the best for hardwood, because they have a lot of wood in them, because they're a big tree. Now this early in the game, I actually might go into my skill tree. Where am I here? I might actually lock. I'll have my strength go up. I want my agility to go up. I'm not worried about my constitution. I'll lock that, change little things so it locks. So that won't gain skills now. My intellect, I might actually lower that, but that won't lower until I hit the 150 skill cap limit. But my willpower, I want that to go up so I can carry more and more and more. We have plenty of billets now. It's 16 billets. That's more than what we need. Now I am encumbered, so I'm running a lot slower. Walk up to the building, build simple construction. Now I'm actually going to split some of these up. So you can do that by shift left clicking, allow you to change the amount of stacks. And I'm just going to split them up, because I want to maximize the amount of points that I get in my carpentry and construction skill while I'm here. Now again, this is an arduous, laborious game. It takes a long time to level things up, even with a high skill cap multiplier. But at the moment, at the start of the game, we want to get that up. So I've added one single billet out of the 15. Add resources. She'll smack it with a hammer, and I will actually get a skill point level out of this. And each one of these will give me an amount of skill points in. I think it's in construction or carpentry. I can't remember. Construction. There you go. So it's giving me half a point in construction. So these will actually basically get me to 30 in construction, which is good. Now you can control left click to move things into the building area. And as soon as I get to 30, that's good. Actually, I won't be able to unlock 30 yet because my artisan isn't high enough. My artisan's, I think, only 40 something. So I won't actually be able to unlock 30 because my artisan needs to be at 60. So another thing too, of course, is you don't have to add the items in one at a time. Okay? I can add all of these in at once and press add resources. But I'm not going to get as much skill leveling them up. I won't say get a big chunk. I'm only doing this one item at a time is because I want to gain the skills. You still will gain skills in dumping the whole 15 billets in there, but you won't get as much out of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's better off just adding them individually at the start. Because I'm only doing this because I want to level my construction to 30. So I'll get it to 29.99 or something along those lines, and then I'll just go move some dirt to get my artisan to 60. And then I'll add the last one in sort of thing, and that will break the 30 barrier. Another way, of course, as well, is you can just go find some stone with a pickaxe and build a stone road. You can do that if you wanted to. Again, I'm got in my mind that this settlement that I'm building is going to be like a medieval looking settlement. Nothing's really going to be planned out, like we're going to put the warehouse here, the keep's going to go here, none of that sort of stuff, okay? It's not going to be pretty, because they really weren't pretty. Now watch this. I'm at 29.78. I'll add this one. It says that I'm at 30 here, right? But I'm stuck at 29.99. I'll show you what I mean. If I go back in here again, add this other one, this other billet, add resources, I'll get the error message now. There it is. Warning, construction was not raised. Prerequisite skill level is too low. It's saying that my artisan is too low for this to go to 30. For this to go to 30, again, my artisan needs to be at 60. For my masonry to go to 30, my construction will need to be at 60. Okay? For my architecture to go to 30, my masonry will need to be at 60. Okay? So artisan does not need to go above 60. Okay? So we'll go dump some dirt. I'll just quickly, to save my space, I'll just put these there. I won't actually add them. Right? We'll just get some dirt. Press F3 to bring up the grid. Go to the ground area where it's a higher ground level. Right? Actually, I can just look here and just stand on here. I had to put my shovel back on because I took it off. We don't need the axe, so we'll just swap them out because we definitely need the saw. Alright, now right click, use shovel to flat ground. Alright, so we've now finally got an artisan to 60. So once we've got the artisan to 60, I'm going to left click on this little triangle down here and set it to the padlock. Okay, so that skill will no longer go any higher than 60. It won't degrade, it won't go up, it's just locked. That skill will no longer change, it'll stay at 60 until I unlock it. Okay, that means when we go back to construction, look over here at our building that we were doing before, add these resources. Our carpentry will go to 60. Oh, sorry, we'll unlock to 30. Sorry, our construction will. There we go. Right? And we've also, because of that, because we're at 30 in construction, we've unlocked the masonry tree. Now, masonry gives us the ability to, at 30, well, gives the ability to make things like the warehouse where we can dump everything. It's not just as simple as that, though. There's other stuff we have to do first. We have to make a kiln. We have to level up our smelting, our materials preparation. We have to learn how to mine and find iron ore. We've got to find things to bring it back. It's a long process. There's a lot of things we've got to do before we even get to that level. So the next thing we're going to do is we want to get our carpentry a little bit higher. So we can probably do that just with what we've got. I've got a lot of dirt on me, so I'm just going to dump this off on these lower areas. So the next thing we have to build is a kiln. Okay, stop, should be enough. Alright, go back over here to the building that we're building, a house. So again, remember the house is the respawn point. I'll split these up again. No, I don't want all that one. The other thing too, of course, your food, which is the green bar at the bottom, which you probably can't see because my camera's in the way. But that green bar at the bottom, the fuller that you are, the faster you will level up skills. And even faster, again, is the quality of the food. Okay, so I'm getting like 1.6 skill points per log. Okay, now I've gone from 16 to 54 on my food meter. Right, so all we're missing now is 20 plant fiber. So we know how to do that. So I'll turn that off. Go over here. I'm not going to worry about adding individual plant fibers in here, 20 of them. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. There we go. Build. This will complete our hut. It'll just appear now. So we've made all the materials. We've added the plant fiber in, the last ingredient that it needed for the building. This should give us a spawn point. Bam. There we go. This is our home. Right click on the house. Claim as your home. There you go. Now, so if we die or something happens to us, or we want to teleport home, this is our little house, okay? We can put things inside there and all that sort of thing. We can do all that.